T.I.'s son, King Harris, has been arrested after not appearing in court and some other things connected.
Rapper T.I. is on his knees begging for his son's life after a horrific jailhouse attack left 19-year-old King Harris fighting to survive. The hip-hop icon's teenage son was ambushed behind bars, and you won't believe how bad it gets. One moment King was in a Georgia jail cell. The next, he was clinging to life after a vicious assault. This nightmare has only just begun, and everyone is asking, how did a kid from a famous family end up here? And more urgently, can T.I. save him now? King Harris's time in lockup turned into a scene out of a horror story. He hadn't even been inside for long when other inmates jumped him in a brutal attack. It was an unprovoked ambush, a violent jailhouse beatdown that left King bloodied and barely hanging on. The 19-year-old was so badly hurt he had to be rushed to intensive care. His life literally in danger. We're talking broken bones, a busted face, and injuries so severe that doctors fought to keep him alive. T.I., the son, lay in a hospital bed, battered beyond recognition, tubes keeping him breathing. For the Harris family, this was the ultimate nightmare, the kind of phone call no parent ever wants. But that's not all. As soon as T.I. heard the news, he absolutely lost it. This is a father who once said he'd let King go through it to learn his lesson. But all that tough love went out the window in an instant.
My son, think I ain't spoke to my son. Think I ain't told my son, his mama, and his grandmamas. His ass going to prison. If he goddamn keep that shit up, his ass going to prison. Ain't no way around it. Ain't nothing I'm gonna be able to do about it. Can't nobody stop it but him. You know what I mean? I've already had the conversation. I've already made my peace with it. Because I know that energy. I was that energy. I know exactly how it's gonna turn out.
The moment T.I. found out King had been attacked, he was begging authorities for his son's release. The rap superstar rushed to the jail demanding answers, tears in his eyes and anger in his voice. He pleaded with the warden and anyone who would listen, "Get my boy out of there before it's too late." T.I. even offered to pay whatever it takes or have King put under house arrest, anything to ensure his son's safety. He wasn't just asking, he was literally begging on his knees, according to witnesses, for mercy and protection for King. It's a shocking 180 for a dad who once swore life would teach King a lesson. Now T.I. is seeing that lesson unfold in the most horrific way possible, and he's desperate to save his child. The attack allegedly happened on a Tuesday afternoon when the cameras conveniently went dark. 3 inmates cornered King in what was supposed to be a routine walk to the commissary. Within seconds, fists were flying, and by the time guards reached him, his face was unrecognizable. Blood pooled around his unconscious body while the entire cell block erupted into chaos. And here's the chilling part. This wasn't some random prison scuffle over respect or territory. Sources inside those Georgia walls are painting a picture of something far more sinister, a calculated hit weeks in the making. And it gets even crazier. But why would anyone want to destroy the son of Atlanta's most powerful couple? King's path to this moment started long before those prison gates slammed shut. The arrest that landed him inside wasn't his first dance with the law, but it was the one that finally stuck.
Yes, sir. Does your buddy have one as well? All right, just hang tight right here for me. Let me clear this. I don't want any accidental fires. Place your hands behind your back for me. All right, right now you're just being detained. You're not under arrest. We're gonna be at the church. All right, I appreciate you being cool, man. We're just gonna take a look at this information, make sure it's valid. Just take a step to the side for me.
Missing court dates, throwing up middle fingers at judges through Instagram, posting F12 while out on bail, every move screamed defiance.
Yeah, so him being arrested isn't really like the shocker. It's him coming out and his, I guess, reaction to it, right? Because everybody's saying, King, you grew up privileged, bro. Why are you going down this path? Now he's talking about F the police, F12. So, you know, it just, he.
The streets ate it up, but behind bars, that energy painted a massive target on his back. Because in prison, your followers don't matter. Your father's Grammy Awards mean nothing. All that matters is whether you can stand on what you claim. And King, he claimed way too much. The whispers started spreading the moment he walked into general population. Here comes the rich kid playing gangster. The one who had drivers taking him to private school while real ones were catching cases in the trenches. Other inmates watched him try to flex the same way he did on social media, talking about money he couldn't access, connections that couldn't reach him, and a street cred that existed only in his imagination. They weren't impressed, they were insulted.
What I'm saying is, they wasn't.
Talk like that outside.
Hey, I can talk how the fuck I want to wherever I'm at. I'm on live, shawty. Stop talking to me. Stop talking to me. This ain't your fucking restaurant. This ain't your fucking restaurant. Everything you make, I can pull out my pocket right now. I ain't tripping on you. I ain't tripping. Get the hell out my face. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. Who the hell is he? What's your name?
What's your name?
My name King. You know it, and your mama know it. Tell your mama Happy Mother's Day. Tell your mama Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. File your shit.
Come back.
What? On game what? On game what? Come here. Come here. I'll show you what I do. Come here. I'll show you what I do. Come here. Come here. Come on.
One former cellmate leaked that King tried to buy respect with commissary items, thinking prison worked like the music industry, but respect isn't sold in there. It's earned through blood, and everyone knew King's blood had never been tested, until now. But here's where it takes a shocking turn. Behind the scenes, T.I. went into full crisis mode the second he got the call. Sources close to the family say he immediately started working 3 phones at once, calling everyone from state senators to prison reform activists. His message was clear: get my son out or I'll burn this whole system down. But even T.I.'s influence has limits when it comes to the Department of Corrections. They don't care about platinum plaques or Hollywood connections. Some officials even seem to enjoy watching the mighty Harris empire scramble. Meanwhile, Tiani took a different approach, quietly reaching out to media allies to paint King as a victim of systemic failure rather than his own choices.
I graduated. That's the only good thing they posted of me going viral. I'm not on the media's good side. I don't know why, but it ain't.
The contrast in their strategies created a rift that insiders say nearly tore them apart. She wanted sympathy, he wanted power. Neither approach was working fast enough. And it gets worse. Months before this attack, the world got a preview of the family's breaking point. That infamous Falcons game where T.I. put his own son in a headlock on Instagram Live, while thousands watched. The older Harris screamed about embarrassment and disrespect while King struggled against his grip. Security rushed in. Tiny tried playing peacemaker. The whole scene looked like a reality show gone wrong, except there were no cameras from VH1 this time. Just raw family dysfunction broadcast to the world. People called it rock bottom then. They had no idea how much lower things could sink. That public humiliation was nothing compared to lying unconscious on a prison floor, while inmates kicked him like he was nothing more than a statement to be made. But the story doesn't stop there. The conspiracy theories started flying before King even made it to the hospital. Some say he got caught up in a contraband deal that went sideways when he couldn't deliver. Others claim older gang members wanted to use him to send a message about fake gangsters corrupting the culture. The wildest theory suggests this connects back to his parents' old trafficking allegations, that certain people wanted to hurt T.I. and Tiny by destroying what they love most.
Steve Sadar reached out to me looking to make a deal on behalf of T.I. and Tiny. And I told Steve Sadar that my clients want justice. So the deal involves Tiny and T.I. turning themselves in, then admitting to the crime that they've committed. That's fine, we got a deal. But if it does not, then I would prefer to have the investigators do their work as to bring criminal charges against Tiny and T.I.
But here's what nobody's disputing. That contraband ledger with King's name on it. Multiple sources confirmed it exists, though what he supposedly owed or promised remains a mystery. In prison, mysteries like that get solved with violence. The kind that leaves you drinking through tubes while your family argues about whose fault it is. The investigation into the attack keeps hitting dead ends. Those mysteriously malfunctioning cameras during the exact moment of the ambush. Guards who somehow didn't see anything despite being stationed nearby. Inmates who suddenly developed amnesia when questioned. It's a wall of silence that even T.I.'s money can't break through. One correctional officer, speaking anonymously, admitted what everyone already knows. When cameras break at the perfect time, it's never an accident. Someone wanted this to happen, and someone made sure it couldn't be proven. And it gets even darker. But why would prison staff allow or enable such brutality? The answer might be simpler than any conspiracy. King represented everything they despise. Privilege without struggle, fame without foundation, attitude without authority. This attack wasn't just physical. It was designed to break something deeper. Every taunt about his parents' scandals, every reminder that his trust fund couldn't save him, every punch that landed was meant to strip away the illusion he'd built around himself. The other inmates didn't just want to hurt him. They wanted to expose him, and in that sense, they succeeded. The King Harris, who entered that prison thinking his name carried weight, is gone. What's left is a young man learning the hardest lesson imaginable, that reality doesn't care about your Instagram persona. But the fallout doesn't end there. The ripple effects are tearing through the entire Harris family.
Man, get out.
I ain't no
Get
Tupac
out!
actor.
Get out!
I thought that was a looking like Tupac.
What are you talking about? You never seen Juice?
Yeah, I did. I
Never
thought that was a
seen
looking like
Man, no,
Tupac.
What about when they said Tupac Shakur on the screen?
I ain't see that.
Come on, bro. What are you talking
I
about?
watch the credits.
How could you embarrass me like this?
The younger kids are being pulled into conversations about their brother's choices. Old family secrets are resurfacing as people connect dots between past scandals and current crises. Business partners are quietly distancing themselves. The empire T.I. and Tiny spent decades building is shaking at its...
I wouldn't have been able to do that if it wasn't for Family Hustle. That does come with some, it's some adversity. It's some adversity to come with that. People get in your bed.
foundation, all because their son thought he could play a game he never understood. But here's the thing about games. Sometimes you don't realize you're playing until you've already lost. And King? He lost the moment he thought prison would respect his last name more than his actions. Some inmates who witnessed the attack are starting to talk, though. Not to investigators, but to people on the outside. Their message is chilling in its simplicity. This isn't over. King getting jumped was just round one of something bigger. Whether he recovers or not, whether he gets transferred or released, the debt he allegedly owes doesn't disappear. It follows him. And in their world, debts get collected one way or another. T.I. can hire all the lawyers he wants. T.I. can spin all the media narratives she needs, but none of that changes the code King violated or the price that comes with it. And the truth only gets more unsettling. The question haunting everyone is whether King even understands what he's truly facing. This isn't about a single attack or a bad day in prison. This is about a system of consequences he spent his whole life avoiding. Every privilege that protected him on the outside became a weakness on the inside. Every connection that opened doors for him became a reason for others to slam them shut. The very fame that made him special made him a target. And now, lying in that hospital bed, tubes down his throat, machines keeping him stable, he's learning what millions of young men before him learned the hard way. The streets don't care who your daddy is. T.I.'s latest move shocked everyone. Sources say he's preparing to go public with explosive allegations about corruption within the Georgia prison system. Names, dates, bribes, everything he's gathered over years of dealing with the industry's dark side. It's a nuclear option that could either save his son or guarantee that King never sees freedom again. Because when you threaten the system threatens back. And right now, they're holding all the cards. King's life, his future, his safety, it all depends on people who have every reason to make an example out of him. But the fight is far from over. As the days pass and King's condition slowly stabilizes, one truth becomes crystal clear. This story isn't really about a prison attack. It's about the collision between two worlds, one where money and fame solve problems, and another where they create them. King Harris lived his entire life in the first world, protected by privilege and surrounded by people who enabled his fantasies. But prison is the second world, where your history is worthless if you can't handle your present, where every word you speak gets tested and every test you fail costs blood.
I really admire his dedication and commitment to the craft because, I kind of told him, what was wrong about it. Making mistakes. I ain't had no daddy who would pull up and get on my ass anytime. Things I did, you can't get away with.
I know that.
Man, damn. Yeah, that's I ain't see that one coming. Really? Nah, I didn't.
The Harris family now faces an impossible choice. Do they keep fighting a system that's already shown it can destroy their son? Or do they accept that King's choices led him here and focus on damage control? Neither option guarantees his safety. Neither path leads to the ending they want. Because sometimes there are no good endings, just different degrees of survival. And right now, survival is all they can hope for. And just when you think it's over, it isn't. The streets are watching. The culture is divided. Some see King as a cautionary tale about fake gangsters getting exposed. Others view him as a victim of a system designed to destroy young black men regardless of their background. But maybe both perspectives miss the real point. Maybe this isn't about choosing sides or placing blame. Maybe it's about recognizing that when you play with images you don't understand, reality has a way of collecting payment. And that payment is always more expensive than you imagined. This attack on King Harris will be remembered, but not for the reasons his family wants. It won't be about injustice or corruption or systemic failure. It'll be remembered as the moment when keeping it real went wrong in the most devastating way possible. when a kid who had everything threw it away, trying to be something he wasn't. When the Harris Empire discovered that all their power couldn't protect their son from himself.
You know what I'm saying? Kind of woo-saw yourself outside of the public opinion. Then I think, you know, because I tell you what, I have the greatest, most extensive family photo album. I can document and like, I could go back to when King was Eris's age. I can go back to when Major was my granddaughter's age.